Pune is the highest selling real estate as a city. We have done about 89,000 as compared to Hyderabad, which has Bangalore, which has Delhi, which has and Mumbai, which has done.
1 BHK is dropped to 28%, 2 BHK has dropped 50%.
People don't want smaller houses anymore.
Sir, I had heard Mr. Hiranandani talking about same thing, where he retained around 3 or 4 flats in Powai. The value of those 4 flats, जितना profit उन्होंने पूरा project करके किया उससे ज़्यादा है यार.
That customers profit from real estate far more than the builder does. Punekars are facing disruption every day of their life. They're taking 2 hours to reach their home.
170 kilometers का जो road है, that could do wonders to Pune. Sir, my question is, will Pune get an international airport?
Frankly, the government has been selling us a dream. I'll get into trouble for this, but
Taking pride in breaking traffic rules.
minded citizens. So they don't want to be told what they should be doing.
I think Pune property buyer is paying double tax because of Pune Metro.
All GCCs want to be here as in preference to anything. And look at the names that we have, the quality of names. You have Lubrizol, you have IPG Media Brands, you have Cummins, Rapid 7, Envista Holdings, you have Barclays, you have Accenture, Capgemini, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, Tata Technologies, Ensar. You name the people, they are all here.
घर तो लेना है लेकिन बजेट में और ऐसी जगह जो अच्छा फ्यूचर अप्रिसिएशन दे. असे खूप प्रश्न आहेत पुणेकरांचे. क्या आपको पता है पुणे में लास्ट ईयर तकरीबन 90,000 घर बिके, मतलब तकरीबन 250 फ्लैट्स पर डे. ये नंबर मुंबई को भी बीट कर रहा है. मुंबई क्या, दिल्ली, हैदराबाद, बैंगलोर, इन सब को बीट करके पुणे है इंडिया का टॉप मोस्ट रियल एस्टेट हब. लेकिन फिर भी पुणे में 1 BHK फ्लैट्स आर ड्रॉप्ड बाय 28%, 2 BHK फ्लैट्स आर ड्रॉप्ड बाय 50%. क्या पुणे में लोगों को सिर्फ 3 BHK और 4 BHK ही चाहिए और प्रॉफिट बिल्डर का हो रहा है या बायर का हो रहा है? मुंबई में अगर आपने देखा होगा तो मुंबई, द रियल मुंबई टाउन एरिया सबब से महंगा है, बट पुणे में अगर आप देखने जाए तो द रियल पुणे पेट एरियाज सबब से सस्ते हैं. ऐसा क्यों? हर किसी का सवाल होता है कि इज दिस द राइट टाइम टू इन्वेस्ट इन रियल एस्टेट. क्या सच में ये सेफ है या फिर रियल एस्टेट कोई बबल है जो जल्द फूटने वाला है? आपको पता है मुंबई के कंपैरिजन में पुणे मेट्रो लाइन सिर्फ 10% है, फिर भी स्मार्ट पुणेकर मेट्रो के नाम पे डबल टैक्स पे कर रहा है. पुणे का ऐसा कौन सा एरिया है जो 10 टाइम्स रिटर्न दे रहा है? बाइंग सस्ता और रेंटिंग महंगा क्यों हो रहा है? क्या पुणे को अपना खुद का एयरपोर्ट मिलने वाला है या फिर ये भी चाकन एयरपोर्ट जैसा जुमला है? इंडियंस NRI बनकर दुनिया भर घूम कर आए, लेकिन लास्ट डेस्टिनेशन तो पुणे ही चाहिए. जो पुणे आता है वो पुणे में बस जाता है. ऐसे कई सवाल और काफी इंटरेस्टिंग बातें होने वाली है इस पॉडकास्ट पर. आई एम नॉट हेयर टू सेल एनीथिंग. अगर आप फर्स्ट टाइम बायर हो या फिर पुणे में घर लेने का सोच रहे हो तो इस वीडियो में बताया गया है सिर्फ फैक्ट्स विद डेटा. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं पुणे रियल एस्टेट के एक बहुत ही रेप्यूटेड नाम, मिस्टर रंजीत नाइकनवरे. He is the developer of Naiknavare Developers, a renowned real estate company with a legacy of 40 years, having strong presence in Pune, Mumbai, Goa. सिर्फ इतना ही नहीं, 2023 से 2025 तक वो प्रेसिडेंट रहे हैं CREDAI पुणे मेट्रो और उनका करंट पोजीशन है वाइस प्रेसिडेंट एट CREDAI नेशनल्स. लेट्स वेलकम मिस्टर रंजीत नाइकनवरे. Sir, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Sir, to start with, I think we should start with last year Pune residential did around 80,000 homes. Is that a good number? Yeah, it is an average number for Pune.
No, I think it's certainly a good number in the context of what has happened in the country. If you look at the country, Pune is the highest selling real estate as a city. We have done about 89,000 apartments last year, as compared to Hyderabad, which has 65,000, Bangalore, which has 61,000, Delhi, which has 56,000, and Mumbai, which has done 48,000. So from that point of view, Pune is the most preferred destination, and for a variety of reasons. And all of us know the reasons, but I'll just reiterate for your consideration. Number one, apart from being the best weather in the country, what defines Pune is the fact that this is the one city which provides jobs to every person who can come in, and that is thanks to the geographical location of the city. We are very close to Mumbai. Mumbai doesn't have the place anymore to develop industry, IT, software in the same manner that we can provide. We have a very strong industrial base. We have also a very strong educational base. And therefore, Pune has grown into an ancillary city of Mumbai. The other reason that Pune is a preferred destination is the fact that we have an excellent track record for law and order. There are very, very few uncomfortable cases in Pune historically. We are a very young city now. We are a very cosmopolitan city. The social infrastructure is very good. If anything, the only place where we have to do a bit of catch up is really in the physical infrastructure. But that is also catching up very soon.
Sir, I always say Pune has a sense of belonging. जो पुणे आता है बस जाता है.
बस जाता है. That's true. That is so true. If you look at also every person, no matter from which part of the country he originates in, if he has served in Pune, whether it's armed services or whether he's come here for a job,
or education,
he loves to settle here.
I have sold so many homes where people had studied in Pune, taken up a job in some other country, came back here after 10-12 years, and they said कि Pune में घर चाहिए था हमको, and they bought it for investment or for any purpose, but they have bought the home.
And you will see, even if they go abroad, they end up looking at or considering Pune as their last destination for retirement.
Yes.
Even if they are from, let's say, Delhi or Calcutta, for some reason.
Pune was a pensioner's paradise. We are not a pensioner's paradise anymore.
Not at all.
And like you said, sir, we have a very diverse economy.
Yes.
So unlike other cities, Bangalore, you said, is mostly tech driven. Hyderabad is again tech driven. Pune, I think, has a very diverse economy. We are, education is the hub. Industrialization is there.
That's right.
Even in tech, we have BFSI, we have healthcare. Everything is there in Pune.
That's true. And what's more, the drainage that Pune attracts from not only across Maharashtra but several cities outside Maharashtra,
yes,
is enormous. People want to send their children here for either studies, which is now an established fact over 4 or 5 generations. But they also want to send their children to work here, to do business here. Even if they are small businessmen in, let's say, Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli, or in Nagpur, they will start one branch of work here.
Sir, one very interesting thing out of this, like you said, ki people from Kolhapur, Solapur, Sangli, Nagpur, I have noticed that person who is coming from Solapur will invest in this belt towards the Satara road and Kothurud-Baner belt. Someone coming from Solapur will invest on the Solapur highway belt. Somebody coming from Nasik will invest in Nasik highway belt.
I agree with you partly, but what has happened is, at the end, if they have economic interests in Pune, then the economic interest will dictate where they stay. They will invest according to their economic interests. If they set up work and the work is far away from, it's not on the highway of their choice, they'll still invest where they want to now.
Sir, out of these 89,000 homes, which were the affordable segment, mid-segment, luxury segment? Do we have any data on that?
Oh yes, I do. So out of the 89,000 houses that we sold in 24, only 2,718 were in the category about 2 crores, which you can call
2,718.
18. So that is what constitutes a luxury housing. Then there were about 14,000 between 1 crore and 2 crores. So if you look at the overall supply parameters, you have only about maybe 15,000 houses which
out
are
of
really
89.
Out of 89, which are really in the super luxury. The bulk of the sale has happened between 50 lakhs to crore. This is the prime requirement. There is about 30% sale in the category below 50 lakhs, but that category is reducing a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And that is a reflection of the fact that people don't want smaller houses anymore. They want slightly larger houses, and they want a 2-bedroom flat in preference to a 1-bedroom flat because the families are expanding.
So I have some data where 1 BHK is dropped to 28% from 2022.
That's right.
2 BHK has dropped 50%.
That's right. The customer who wanted 1 bedroom is preferring 2 bedroom. The customer who was wanting 2 bedroom is preferring a 3 bedroom.
Is this a customer preference या developer का math नहीं बैठ रहा है?
So it's a function of both the things.
Yes.
One is the fact that customer affordability has gone up, which is the most important consideration. And the second aspect is that the Pune real estate prices have not gone up the way they are being talked about. Because the fact that in his budget he can afford a 3-bedroom where he can allocate one room for his office or a study room for his children is very, very important consideration for him. So from that point of view, both factors are driving this demand. One being that the customer can afford it first, and second is that the prices of real estate are still stable in a relative sense. I'm talking of a relative sense as compared to other metros in the country. Yeah. So speaking of affordability, the average sales price for Pune is as low as 73 lakhs.
Which includes PMC, PCMC, PMRDA.
Yes, very much so. So the average sale price for Pune is 73 lakhs. Hyderabad is 1.75 crores. Bangalore is 1.35 crores. Delhi is 3.08 crores. And Mumbai is 2.13 crores. So given this background, Pune is still a very affordable strata or a class of real estate that people want to buy, and therefore the preference is for larger flats.
Sir, is this only some location specific, or how the demand is driving?
So
anybody who is talking, sitting in some other city, is talking about either Banerbalewadi or Hinjewadi or Kharadi, or if there is some premiumness, they have some budget. People talk about Koregappa, Kalyan Nagar, Viman Nagar, or Prabhat Road has a different client altogether, the city center.
So the one thing you must recognize that things are evolving very rapidly. So if you look at the micro markets of Pune and what we have done, the central Pune, which is really the Pet areas of old Pune, they have done only about 1,200 flats in the last 1 year. If you look at the northeast is
the Pimpri-Chinchwad side.
Pimpri-Chinchwad or
Moshi, Chakan.
Moshi, or from Viman onwards, it's about 15,500 flats.
So from Pimpri-Chinchwad to Lohegaon side. maybe
Lohegaon
Dhanur,
side, that's
Lohegaon
correct,
side.
that's correct. The northwest has done 19,000 flats. So it's the largest selling segment or the area in Pune.
So the northwest would be from, let's say, Hinjewadi to Gaunje?
Correct.
Hinjewadi
to Gaunje. It could also include a bit of Balewadi, Baner,
Okay.
that whole area belt. And the southeast has done only about 9,000 flats. So in that sense, and the southwest has again done 9,000 flats. So the preference for the northern section of Pune is obvious. And that's a given because one, you're close to Bombay. Second, the whole IT infrastructure is going up here. The industry is really in this area more so than the other areas. So it's an economic decision of the people really.
There are around 6 MIDs around Pune city.
Yes.
From Bhosri to Chakan is the auto cluster.
Yes.
Ranjangaon is the electronic part of the industries. And I think the most active MIDC is the Chakan MIDC.
Chakan MIDC is the largest. Chakan Talegaon now is almost cumulatively, it constitutes almost 50 to 60% of Pune's industrial size. So in that sense, it's the largest industrial hub of Pune.
And so the north and northeast
East is obvious. Northeast and northwest will obviously prosper on account of that.
Then again, Hinjewadi has good campuses, IT campuses.
So education accounts for that. Your proximity to Bombay is very, very important. So all these things matter.
Last year, Pune sold around 90,000 homes. ये साल कैसा लगता है सर?
So ये साल में we will have, why only this year? I think the next 20 years for real estate in Pune is going to be very, very good. And that's for all the obvious reasons. But this year particularly, if you will ask me, I feel that there are a lot of projects which have now been offered for redevelopment. And so you will have a lot of options for apartments which are high value within the city centers. Similarly, there was a small issue with the environment permissions, and there are at almost 150 to 200 projects which were waiting on environment permission for in proximity of PCMC and 5 kilometers around that. With the intervention of CREDAI and with some of our members, we have got that issue resolved through the courts, and as a consequence, all those permissions are in the process of now being granted. This will give a lot of supply for real estate in PCMC area and thereabouts.
So this issue went on for a very long time.
It went on for almost a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year.
Thousands of crores.
A little more than a year actually, and I won't even like to hazard a guess, but 150, 200 projects, which means that you're talking of almost a supply of 2 lakh square feet. You know, it's 2 crore square feet.
2 crore square feet.
It's not that it's going to be built all in 1 year, but I'm just saying it's a huge supply that was waiting to be sanctioned. So really, I see that we will have, at least in the suburban areas, a lot more projects that will be on offer, and it's a great thing for customers. You know, it will become very competitive. I will be very surprised if the prices go up dramatically. They may go up on natural causes, because the construction costs are going up. You know, inflation is there. So those things will influence that cost of construction, but the selling price of flats may not increase dramatically. So it's still going to be a very affordable city.
Sir, one thing I have noticed in a buyer behavior,
yes,
that जब मुझे प्रॉपर्टी खरीदना होता है, प्राइस ऊपर जाना नहीं चाहिए, और जैसे मैं प्रॉपर्टी खरीद लेता हूँ, I want the price to go up. What is this behavior about?
But why not?
It is a selective behavior.
But I'll also tell you, very strangely, I have now been in construction for almost 40 years now, and I have seen that while builders will make marginal profit, that's the whole objective of being in business, that customers profit from real estate far more than the builder does.
Yes.
And I'm saying this with absolute responsibility.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If I have sold, even in my earlier days where I used to sell flats for 700 and 800 rupees a square foot, by the time the project is complete and people are staying and the societies are formed, the price would more than double. And the same flats that we had built about 15 years ago or 20 years ago, today are selling at 10 times the value.
Sir, I had heard Mr. Hiranandani talking about same thing, where he retained around 3 or 4 flats in Powai. Value of those 4 flats, उन 4 flats का value, जितना profit उन्होंने पूरा project करके किया उससे ज़्यादा है आज.
Absolutely right, absolutely right. So I'm just saying that the customers actually benefit from real estate more so. But again, this thing is changing completely. If there is an enormous amount of supply, the same paradigm will not sustain itself. So how much the customer profits from a better price will depend on his choice of flat going forward. Suppose he is buying a flat in a place where there is very good infrastructure, where there are social amenities within the project, where there is no problem from a management or maintenance of the project, where there is no problem from water supply, you know, the civic facilities that are there. Those are the things or issues which will determine how much appreciation he gets on his flat.
Sir, give me at least 3 to 5 positive things to look at in a location while buying a property, and 3 to 5 negative things. These are the red flags that you should not enter this location or a project for the home buyer, or for that matter any property buyer. It can be a house, it can be a plotted NA, or it can be a commercial property.
So most importantly, he should buy a flat which is close to his children's place of school or education. He should buy a flat which is close to his place of work, because no matter what we wish for, the infrastructure for the city will never be able to catch up with the aspirations of the people. So this, to my mind, is the most important consideration. Now, if he has made that choice and selected on a location, thereafter the second most important thing is who's the developer who's building it. There are good developers, there are established brand names, and there are fly-by-night operators, and there are new fresh developers. Not to say that any of these are bad or they are bad intentioned in a sense. But in real estate, even as a developer of 40 years standing, I'm learning new things every day. So that wealth of experience counts for something when we are designing the flat, when we are designing the systems in the flat, when we are designing the maintenance paradigm of that apartment, the complex. So the experience of the developer matters a bit. It does matter to the customer, and it should matter to the customer.
It should matter.
The second aspect is that how well that project is serviced by the city, whether we have enough water, whether we have drainage systems going on. Those again become very important. How well the project is being maintained. Now the maintenance can be done in a variety of ways. The developer maintains it, the society maintains it, or they outsource it to a professional agency even. But how well the project is being maintained is a very important, because everybody is very busy with their lives, and they just don't have the time to devote to an irritants of maintenance.
Thankless job.
Not only for the people who are trying to do the job, but for people who are benefiting from their effort. They don't have the time to this happened, lift is not working, my parking is flooded, anything can happen. So nobody has time to deal with all these irritants. So for a seamless life, how well the project is being maintained is also very, very, very important.
So you said developer profile, builder profile is very crucial, can be a very crucial part in your home buying decision. And Pune today is not driven only by Pune-based developers. National players have entered Pune market. Let's say Godrej has entered, Lodha has entered, Mahindra hai, Raheja hai. What happens is that in a similar location, a Pune-based developer is selling a 2 BHK for 70-75 lakhs. A national player sells at 20-30% extra. वही 70 लाख का फ्लैट नेशनल प्लेयर के पास से 90-95 lakhs का. What is the equation? I mean, is it good for home buyer? Is there a value in it? Will there be a resale value in it?
So I look at it slightly differently. The national players, if as you say, are getting a premium as opposed to players like us who are locally born and bred.
So when we say local, I mean local with good profile, good
No, for
history.
Sure. So I will say branded developers of old standing in Pune versus the national players, or call it in a way the MNC developers, though they are not really, they are Indian developers.
They're trying to be MNC.
They are, they are corporate, from a corporate background. I'd like to classify the distinction between the two, because they may have other industrial background, Tatas, Godrej, they have built their brand through other industries, Mahindra, and now they have entered real estate in a very, very big way over the last 20 years. So should they be getting a premium? Why not? Okay, because they have built a legacy of business. They're getting a premium also because of the legacy of their performance in other businesses. Okay, should we aspire to be them, or to build up the similar kind of legacy? For sure we should. Are they giving far better value to the customer than us?
That is the main question.
Which is the main question. Perhaps not. But it is up to me to win the trust of my customer. So for me, this serves as an aspiration that just because of their brand, they're getting a better price than I am able to get from my customer. So it's an aspiration thing for me, and this competition is always healthy.
So this is from the developer or builder's point of view. From the buyer's point of view, what is the justification for this?
See, there are a couple of pros and cons to both the things. And now I'm talking from the buyer's perspective. He goes to a branded developer, there is, I'm calling them not branded, or what should I call them, corporate developers for a change. So the corporate developers, he feels more reassured that he will not have a problem. He will go through life seamlessly. If he is abroad, more so, and for him it becomes an easy decision. Then he does not have to do as much research which otherwise he might have to do. But the disadvantage to this on the other side is also the fact that they are faceless.
They are faceless.
How can you approach Mr. Mahindra or Mr. Tata or Mr. Godrej, if you have a problem.
Correct.
Here they can pick up a phone and talk to me. So
Correct.
this becomes a very, very critical issue.
A Pune-based developer, the developer himself, herself is approachable. Corporate developer is a faceless developer. They will have a good
Wait,
team.
See, they will have. Does it require them to be faceless? Okay. Can they manage the business equally well? Can they serve the customer equally well without being hands-on the way we are? Of course they can.
They can.
They can. They can appoint professionals who can do the job. But the fact that push comes to shove, if the customer is not being served the same manner that he expects to be served, it becomes easier for him to approach us than them. So,
Correct. So I also have given advice to my people where you buy 90 lakh rupees ka 2 BHK from a national branded developer, you buy a 3 BHK from a Pune based developer. That is more value to money in मुझे ऐसा लगता है.
see, you may be right, but there is an equally a strong argument as to why people should buy from them. They have built a legacy of 100 years.
Yes.
Okay, that counts for something. So it's not as if, and they are equally conscious that they should not be affecting that legacy. Okay.
I am with you, sir. Sir, आपने बताया पेट एरियाज में सिर्फ 1200 यूनिट्स बिके हैं. What is the reason, sir? कोई भी सिटी का जो टाउन है वो सबब से ज़्यादा कमांड करता है.
In terms of pricing.
In terms of pricing, development, or the...
Well, yes and no. In terms of development, there are Pate is a very small geographical area, number one. Number two, there is only redevelopment happening there. Whereas in the newer areas in surrounding Pune, you have virgin lands where you can develop. Now, redevelopment process itself is so long that it takes a little while for everybody to get together and undertake redevelopment.
Everybody has to come on the same page.
That's one. Second thing, the size of the plots is much smaller.
The Vada.
The Vadas, the smaller area, they are from maybe 5,000 to 15,000 at best.
Maximum.
Okay. It is very difficult for a developer to not only redevelop the project, but to afford them the amenities that they want for their children. So, therefore, while they will be standalone buildings for most part, the differential is really between the amenities that the customers get in a little far-flung areas as compared to here.
So like you said, कि वो
then again,
amalgamate करना, aggregate करना.
Then again, their job requires them to be in the far-flung areas. So again, it's an economic consideration. The colleges are in the far-flung area; they are not necessarily in the city centers. So it's a really locational preference which drives their.
I did not see it from that lens.
Yes.
Thank you for clearing that. Sir, infrastructure की अगर बात करें तो Pune has metro expansion, ring road, new airport.
Yes.
Airport has shifted from Chakan to Purandar now. Finally, we are having the airport. Is this aligned with the Pune city's development, with the infrastructure development?
I always like to look at what is happening in other cities.
Yes.
Okay. And then ask ourselves whether Pune is doing well or not. If you look at Mumbai had a metro line corridor of 337 kilometers.
337
kilometers. Pune today has a metro of only 31 kilometers.
Okay.
With all our expansion plans, and I'll give you data as we speak.
Please.
We will at best go to 91 kilometers. Now, what they did with Mumbai is something phenomenal. And this is, I'll just digress a bit. It's a story I heard from McKinsey. I was talking to a very senior CEO from McKinsey who heads the India operation, and he was one of the people who were advising Mumbai on their infrastructure development. And this was in the era of the first Devendraji's CM tenure, which was 2014 to 2019. And during that period, they had this whole grand plan for Mumbai. Sorry, I beg your pardon. And the grand plan was for building these 337 kilometers of metro. This is for coastal roads, this was for trans-harbour roads, this was for HCMTRs, everything together, okay. the highway, the bridges, motor transport, the road transport, everything put together. And the bureaucrats were at that time advising the CM, and that they should do it in phases. And McKinsey was advising the CM that we should disrupt the whole city. It might take 7, 8, 10 years. But let's do it at one go, so that when it is all done, Mumbai will be a completely different city.
Different city altogether.
The CM took that call. He said, let's do it, let's disrupt the city. And full credit to him for that. Because
Mr. Devendra Fadnavis.
Because in the last 10 years, of course it didn't take 7 years, it took little longer. But today Mumbai is completely done. And it will continue to develop even further. Of course, Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra. It's a very, very important metro, one of the most important cities in our country. So there is a distinction between what we can expect in Mumbai versus what we can expect in Pune. Okay, though it should not be, but
but not 10%.
So now I'll come to the. So Pune is growing slowly. It's not as if there are no plans on paper. But the fund allocation, the effort that is required may be wanting a bit. Having said that, there are some things which are very good. For instance, the current 31 kilometers constitutes of two major metros. Then whatever there is now the Hinjawadi to Shivajinagar metro which is being done. The current metro is only from Vanas to Ramwadi and from I think Pimpri to
Shivajinagar. Sir, मेरे हिसाब से
हिंजेवाड़ी to Swargate now.
Now to Swargate, yes.
Now to Swargate.
सर मेरे हिसाब से तो हिंजेवाड़ी का जो bottleneck तोड़ने के लिए they should have started with हिंजेवाड़ी.
So sure, but for whatever good or bad, the Hinjawadi will be operational in another year's time. It's been delayed inordinately. And so Hinjawadi metro will happen. Then they have a lot of other metros planned. For instance,
yesterday or day before they announced from Undri Kondwa to Lohegaon.
So I'll tell you, from Swargate to Katras is about 5.5 kilometers. PCMC Nigdi, we already talked about Hinjawadi to Shivajinagar. Then they are in the phase 2. They are planning Khadakwasla, Swargate, Hadapsar, Kharadi, which is the most ambitious plan. It is almost 26 kilometers. Then they have Warze, Manikbag. Then they have Ramwadi to Wagholi, Vanas to Chandni Chowk, Yevlewadi, Ramwadi, Lohegaon. So there is a lot of plans which are afoot. They are also planning on the same side a 31 kilometer HCMTR, which is a high-speed motor transport road. And so they are also under the smart city mission undertaking a lot of digitization and sustainability and upgradation of the civic infrastructure as it exists today. They are expanding the STPs in the city. Almost 1500 MLD is what is being planned, and airport capacity. Even with the current existing airport, which they have expanded with the additional length of the runway, will go up from 9 million to 14 million eventually. So from these points, I think Pune has plans, and give full credit to the government for giving it the importance it deserves. The only issue is the implementation at the ground level, which is, I think, could be better.
The most critical part of it.
Could be faster. In the same way that Bombay was done, we heard poor Punekars are facing disruption every day of their life. They're taking 2 hours to reach their home, which is so unfair. Now, the ring road is about 170 kilometers. It's by far the most ambitious project that Pune has.
Sir, I have been to Hyderabad, the ring road, inner ring road, outer ring road. It is beautifully to drive there. Other than the drive, I think my personal opinion, from Katras to Gaunje, one bypass did amazing things to Pune. 170 kilometers ka jo road hai, that could do wonders to Pune.
Oh, without doubt. And that will be the future development of real estate even in Pune.
Yes.
Luckily, what has happened is that with all the effort of the government, they gave it a priority that it deserved. So, even more so than the metros really. because that's an equally important aspect to drive the truck traffic outside Pune.
Yes.
It's important. So the land acquisition is now complete. They have.
Sir, I think it is not just the truck traffic. That is what I'm saying. कि पहले अगर किसी को कोल्हापुर सातारा से आना होता था तो कात्रज से स्वारगेट से स्टेशन से वाकड़ेवाड़ी एंड देन
100%.
पूरा जाता था. One bypass.
It will ease the congestion in the city.
And the development happened around the bypass area.
Yes, it did. And so that's a natural thing. Now the development will be more uniform across the city because of the ring road. The ring road is planned over next 3 years. I hope they can do it in 5. If they can do it, I think full credit to the government, because it's a very, very ambitious program. Insofar as the airport is concerned, look, frankly, the government has been selling us a dream. It started with Chakan.
Sir, thank you to put it in words.
I'll get into trouble for this, but they spent almost 15 years debating Chakan. Then, with the expectation that the airport would come up, the whole industrial development happened in Chakan. Now they have suddenly decided that they can't do it in Chakan, and so they want to do it in Purandar. They are facing some problems even in the land acquisition in Purandar. Luckily for Punekars, the Navi Mumbai airport will be operational at the end of the year.
I was about to come there, sir.
Yeah.
Purandar,
so at least we have some relief from that side. Now, if they can, from Pune to the Navi Mumbai airport, have a high-speed transport system, and this can be part of the PMRDA DP, and then furthermore the National Highways grid. And if a person can reach from Pune city center, where we are sitting today, to the Navi Mumbai airport in less than 1.5 hours, okay, we'll be well served.
Sir, my question is, will Pune get an international airport? Because like you said, from Pune, if I go to Navi Mumbai airport, amazing infrastructure, everything is there, everything is ready. Purandar, we will have to build everything along with this airport.
I'm quite confident that it will happen this time. The government seems to be more determined to implement that airport. Is it needed? 100% it is needed. It is needed because there's a lot of demand from cargo, there's a lot of demand for international flights which the current Pune airport cannot serve. And you must recognize that Pune is not a city of 50 lakhs or 40 lakhs now. We are a 75 lakh population, which will, and because it is the fastest growing, in another 25 years will be a crore and a half.
And I think Pune Municipal Corporation is the largest corporation in India now.
In India, yeah. So given that background, there is just no stopping this city, and I'm sure the people who are governing this state realize the importance of this city, and they are now focusing their attention on the infrastructure much better than before. So,
sir, speaking of the infrastructure, Pune Metro we spoke about.
Yeah.
Pune traffic is a major problem.
Yes.
And I don't know why. I was thinking of a LinkedIn post where I was calling out for behavioral experts why Pune people are breaking traffic rules. I don't know why Punekar is started taking pride in breaking traffic rules.
So there are two aspects to what you're asking. One is, why is the traffic in the mess that it is in today?
It is in Pune. Is this the citizens only, or even the law?
So first I'll address.
Policymakers are not being.
First,
तो पुलिस की धाक होती है.
So Pune is a very strange city. If you go to any other city in the country, you will have a helmet rule to be a compulsory rule. Pune are a very independent-minded citizens. So they don't want to be told what they should be doing. So even today we have not been able to enforce the helmet rule.
Sir, traffic की जब भी बात आती है या road safety की जब भी बात आती है, we talk only about helmet. मतलब nobody is willing to stop on signals. Good educated people, मतलब ऑटो वाला, कैब वाला, टेम्पो वाला, अगर वो लॉ ब्रेक करते हैं तो समझ में आता है.
See,
good educated people are breaking law.
I'm fully in agreement with you. And the only reason is that the law enforcement agency, the traffic police, is highly handicapped being understaffed, given the need of the city. Now, with the digitization that is possible,
They did day before they did on FC Road, I guess.
yeah.
Something.
So if you have those signals which will be ruled by the intensity of the traffic, then people will it will ease the traffic a lot. That's number one. Number two, the other issue is really there are too many bad quality of roads, if I may say so, in the city. And so there are potholes everywhere and people have to navigate those potholes. Now, if they have to navigate the potholes, you can't imagine that they can go straight.
Sir, I'll give you one example. I was driving yesterday from Vanodi.
Yes.
So maybe 1.5 foot bada khadda on right side. So we had to take a left.
So there you go.
50 मीटर आगे लेफ्ट साइड पे उतना ही बड़ा खड्डा था.
So you have to take a right again.
And heavy traffic.
So that's what I'm saying.
Heavy traffic.
It is not entirely the citizen's fault that he has to navigate in a zigzag manner. Okay, necessarily. Okay. The third aspect is that if with the cameras that can be placed everywhere, if the people start getting fined, they'll be less prone to take the easy way out. And so regulation is very, very necessary. Enhancement of the traffic police force is necessary. Digitization and computerization of the whole traffic system is necessary. And I'm sure people will comply. I have enormous faith in the quality of citizens that we have in Pune, and they'll change.
Sir,
it's not impossible for us to change at all.
Sir, my request with you and CREDAI is that we need to participate something for the traffic, because traffic is becoming such an issue. ऐसा चलेगा तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा सर.
So I'll tell you what all has been planned for traffic, and that's an important thing. Of course, this ring road will make a lot of difference. They are also planning a lot of avenues for non-motorized. That's what we have been pushing for CREDAI, because the civic authorities will build the infrastructure eventually. So that will all go. But to be able to even that infrastructure in time will become less because of the sheer numbers of people who are coming into the city. So what we have been pushing for is non-motorized transportation systems. Okay, very, very important. Carpooling exercise, which the citizen can do very, very easily. Parking management and multi-level lots that the civic authorities should permit, because they have so many amenity spaces that they can easily permit and tender out parking, multi-level parking systems. And they can have more efficient land use planning, which will allow for parking, your last mile connectivity parking, because today also in metros the basic issue is there should be last mile transport, and there should be somewhere that people can park their two-wheelers. Pune is a city of two-wheelers, you can't wish it away.
You cannot.
And again, as a city, we must run public awareness campaigns, which CREDAI is very willingly participating in. So I'm sure we are doing everything in our might which is possible to help the authorities to work, and working with the authorities. It will happen. I'm confident Pune will change completely in another 3 or 5 years.
Sir, one more thing related to the civic infrastructure, Pune Metro. I think Pune property buyer is paying double tax because of Pune Metro. Is this justified? Because the Pune Metro corridor ke upar you get Metro FSI, for which the developer is paying a premium. But while buying a property, they have got a blanket rule for every property buyer, be it first sale, commercial, land, residential, resale. 15-20 साल पुरानी प्रॉपर्टी को भी मुझे मेट्रो सेस देना पड़ता है, which is a big worry for a property buyer.
Why only metro cess? I think the government is also needs to look at how we can incentivize affordable housing, because you will soon have affordable housing as only something which is very historical. Is it that people don't want apartments? For sure they want apartments. Do we have rental housing? We don't have rental housing. Now talking about this metro cess that you are talking about, we've been pushing the government that look, maybe 35% of Pune is under the BOT regime, where you have the properties being affected by the metro, you're taking a premium for that. For other places where there is no metro, which is not being serviced by metro is now today hardly maybe serving 15-20% of the city, maybe not even that much. If you are going to be allowing people to requiring people to pay that 1% cess, at least for non-metro locations, gross injustice to the members, and we have been pushing for it. At one point the government was considering it, then they got into the election mode and that's the whole thing went out of the window. But we'll keep trying.
Yeah,
we'll keep trying.
The priority change for the government.
Yeah, the priority change for the government, and we'll keep trying and we'll keep pushing at it.
Because that 1% for a property buyer will make a lot of difference.
100%. We are also pushing for another couple of things that you must be mindful of. Today, the affordable housing definition under the GST law is 45 lakhs.
Yes.
Now, GST is payable at 5% for apartments which are above 45 lakhs and 1% for flats which are below 45 lakhs. Now, how many flats are available under 45 lakhs?
Sir, होंगे, let's say, मान में होंगे, मालूंगे में होंगे for a 1 BHK.
Maybe 15-20% of our total supply.
Even a 1 BHK in Banerwali kind of location will
is
go
above that.
45
so
lakhs.
Maybe 10 or 12%. Okay. Does that mean that from anybody who's between the category of 10 to 50% of our population is very rich?
No.
And can afford a lot? So we have been pushing at the central level this now, and at CREDAI national level, this is our mission agenda to push for increase of this 45 lakhs limit to 75 lakhs. That will at least give some relief to the customers.
Yes.
So on the one hand, we are pushing for the metro cess to be at least not be levied in non-metro line areas. On the second hand, we are pushing at the CREDAI national level, at the central level, to make this affordable housing limit increase from 45 lakhs to 75 lakhs.
So this is for the entire
country.
Entire country.
And
so Bombay 75 lakhs is nothing.
Fair enough. Bombay may not benefit, but is Bombay the only consideration that a government should have? They should look at smaller cities. They should look at smaller cities like Indore, Pune, or Nasik, Nagpur. Why should they only look at Mumbai and Delhi parameters all the time? The bulk of our population does not stay in Mumbai and Delhi.
Sir, from commercial real estate point of view, Pune saw an absorption of around 6.5, 6.7 million square feet last year. Majorly IT, GCC, startups. What's your outlook for commercial real estate for last year and this year?
So, before we get there, if you remember during the period of COVID,
Sir, ऐसा लगा था commercial खत्म हो गया.
Commercial खत्म हो गया.
गया.
But the foreign funds were still backing commercial at that time. And
Yes.
we were all concerned, it's their vision for real estate. How is it that they think that commercial will still grow at this pace? Are we missing a trick? It was a question that we were all asking ourselves. And lo and behold, after COVID, the people started working in a mixed manner. Some days in hybrid manner. Now more and more people are going to offices again.
They have mandated 3 days a week.
Now 3 days a week, it will go to 4 days soon. So I think commercial is back with a bang. Okay. Where, speaking of Pune, we did about 6.76 million square feet
last
in
year.
2023. In 2024, we did 8.6 million. And by 2030, we expect to do 12.5 million square feet.
Year on year.
Year on year. This is a year on year data. Now, what this portends for Pune is a very robust growth in institutional and IT buying. The commercial by 2020 will go up. Today it is at
2030.
2030. Today Pune supplies about 9 to 10% of the total commercial requirement in the country. It is likely to go to about 14 to 15% by then. So Pune is growing at that faster pace. The other aspect that is not being looked at is really the warehousing. The warehousing is a big business.
Industrial properties.
Industrial warehousing, and with the whole online paradigm of working, where you buy from Amazon, so everybody needs warehouses now. Even offices need warehouse to keep the records. You know, small offices also are outsourcing because just the space is expensive. So warehousing is today in Pune at 2.6 million square feet. Within 3 years, it's going to go to 10 million. It's that fast a growth. So Pune is going to become the largest warehousing center in Pune, in the country.
So that is one asset class where commercial real estate investors should look at.
100% they should look at. If they have the appetite for that, warehousing is a sure shot winner. Look at it also differently. Na? A warehousing turnaround time is very small. All you need is a plot and a shed, effectively. So if you buy land in 6 months time, it's offered to the market. It's offered to the market.
The structure is ready.
So structure is ready. So from that point of view,
and the longevity of the tenant, the tenant profile is good.
Then again, the data centers is a big business. The data centers are long-term asset class. It's for 25-30 years as opposed to 3 and 5 and 9 years of office rentals. So data centers is also a huge business which Pune is going to be enjoying in the years to come. So I think commercial has great potential in Pune, and aside from all of this, strata sale commercial, which is really more city centric in a sense, but having even though it is city centric, every suburb also needs their small offices. It's not as if it's just restricted to the central city parts only.
Correct.
Every suburb needs their small offices which are serving the customers of that area. Micro-market. So those are also mushrooming in a big way. So
GCCs also are looking up at Pune at a very good level.
So now speaking of GCCs, GCC is one of the biggest growth stories of Pune. We don't give it the credit that it deserves. The GCC, we have almost 360 GCCs stationed in Pune. Currently. And they are giving livelihoods to so many people in this city. Pune is probably the one city which has benefited the maximum from GCCs in the country, because all GCCs want to be here as in preference to anything. And look at the names that we have, the quality of names. You have Lubrizol, you have IPG Media Brands, you have Cummins, Rapid7, Envista Holdings, you have Barclays, you have Accenture, Capgemini, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, Tata Technologies, Zensar. You name the people, they are all here. And these are all big multinational brands who are doing some part of the global operations from this city. So it's a huge potential for jobs that we are creating.
So the GCC's presence in Pune will help at least 5 years for Pune real estate growth?
I think much longer than that, because today we have 330 odd GCCs. I expect that in another 10 years we'll have 1,000 GCCs operating from Pune. So
1,000 is a good number.
Yeah, it's a good number. So I mean, look at what it will do to the real estate market, what it will do to the job market. I mean, Pune can only have a bright future. I can't see anything else happening.
Sir, there is a big debate of rent versus buy. Every financial influencer on social media is talking about rent versus buy. Everyone is asked about rent versus buy. What is your opinion?
So again, I feel it is more a kind of a decision that the customer makes depending on his age or station in life. I'll explain that a little bit. If he's younger, he's not settled in one job for a long time. He's not married. Today he's working in Hinjawadi, tomorrow he's working in Kharadi. Okay, he prefers to buy a flat, rent a flat rather than buy a flat. Okay, but now let's look at the other issue. He's now recently married. He has 1 or 2 children. During COVID, particularly, the lessees were not very welcome. Unfortunately, but it was what happened. He has
the need for bigger homes went up.
The need for bigger homes went up. Work from home culture started. He started thinking that buying is not a bad option. And again, the affordability went up because both husband and wife are working, so they can afford a larger home they can afford to buy, they get loans, both cumulative loans are enough to buy a larger house. They can afford to buy a house which is in a larger complex, which all the amenities, where there's a creche for their children, there's schools are close by. So from that point of view, it depends on your age and station in life. I always feel rent versus buy is a purely need-based decision that a customer has. There is a market for both the things.
Sir,
Now,
I have a feeling it is about choice.
Absolutely right.
You want to rent, you rent. You want to buy, you buy.
Correct.
The people who want to rent, मैं किसी और को बेच दूंगा आपको रेंट करने के लिए. Eventually, if everybody is renting, rental yield will go up.
Rental yield has gone up during, in the last 5 years. If you see, rental yield, even in a residential apartment, has gone up from 2 to 3.5%. Now, look at it, couple that with the growth of the value of the flat. A Pune flat usually grows at about 8 to 10% annually over a 10-12 year period. There might be ups and downs or small cyclic things that happen. But 10 to 12 years, on any 8 to 10% it grows up. So, from his investment, even if he's buying a flat for a rental, as long as it's a preferred destination and the rent will keep going up from 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5%. He's getting a cool
minimum 5%.
Yeah, so
everybody looks at 10%.
Cool, he's getting a cool return of 15 to 16% on his real estate assets.
Sir, I have done a video where I explained if you rent 1 crore ka property, you rent it for 25,000. In 20 years, the property value is around 3 crores, 3.5 crores.
Absolutely.
But if you rent that same apartment at only 5% escalation, you pay more than the property value.
Absolutely.
In only rental.
Absolutely right.
उसके बाद shifting cost, brokerage, वो सारे cost को मैंने पकड़ा भी नहीं है.
नहीं वो होता ही है ना. And finally, it's people want to have a settled life. End of the day, they may buy a flat today. They may decide that after 5 years I'll upgrade my flat. This constant churn will always happen in his lifetime.
And the documentation part, मतलब आज मैंने यहाँ पे मेरा पासपोर्ट, आधार, बैंक का ये किया.
वो सब चेंज करना पड़ता है.
हर 2 साल में कैसे
2 साल चेंज करना पड़ता है. But there are merits to both the decisions. It's not as if one is preferred to the other. But as I said, it's very need based. Even investment for a rental yield and the capital appreciation yield is a good decision where he's not staying in his own flat, or a flat where he's buying for self-consumption is also very important. And it's also good use. There's nothing wrong with either.
पुणे ट्रैफिक बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. ट्रैफिक के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं?
ट्रैफिक के लिए तो एक तो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ज़रूरी, अच्छी क्वालिटी का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर होना ज़रूरी है, नंबर 1. सेकंड, रेगुलेशन ज़्यादा बढ़ाना पड़ेगा अथॉरिटीज़ को, पुलिस फोर्स बढ़ानी पड़ेगी, फाइनिंग ज़्यादा बढ़ाना पड़ेगा. और थर्ड, मुझे विश्वास है कि हमारे जो नागरिक है वो अगर उन पे थोड़ा सा जोर करे तो वो सब ट्रैफिक एकदम रेगुलेटेड मैनर में करेंगे. एजुकेटेड लोग हैं, ऐसे कोई बुरी नीयत से यहाँ आता नहीं या करता नहीं. बस थोड़े से पॉटहोल्स अगर सुधर जाए तो वो क्यों ना ट्रैफिक की अच्छी पोजीशन होगी.
पुणे प्रॉपर्टी बायर डबल टैक्स पे कर रहा है
जी.
मेट्रो एफएसआई के नाम पे प्रीमियम डेवलपर पे करता है और मेट्रो सेस के नाम पे प्रॉपर्टी बायर पे करता है.
तो
ये
थोड़ी नाइंसाफी तो ज़रूर है. एक तरफ गवर्नमेंट कह रही है कि फ्लैट्स के दाम कम होने चाहिए और
घर अफोर्डेबल होना चाहिए,
घर अफोर्डेबल और खुद ही प्राइजेस बढ़ा रहे हैं. और दूसरी बात ये भी है कि जहाँ मेट्रो की प्लानिंग नहीं है वो लगभग 60% ऑफ पुणे है, तो वहाँ तो मेट्रो सेस मत लगाइए.
रीसेल प्रॉपर्टी पे भी
रीसेल प्रॉपर्टी तो कोई बनता ही नहीं हक. उनको कोई वो वहाँ छोड़ के जा रहे हैं, उनको क्यों वो लगना चाहिए. ये नाइंसाफी है थोड़ी. गवर्नमेंट पे के से हम बातचीत कर रहे हैं. इलेक्शन के पहले तो उन्होंने ये एजेंडा पे भी लिया था, लेकिन अभी थोड़ा बीच में वो बिजी हो गए.
फिर से कोशिश करते हैं.
जरूर करना चाहिए और करेंगे भी.
क्या पुणे को एयरपोर्ट मिलेगा? नवी मुंबई अगर एयरपोर्ट बन जाता है तो पुणे के पास एयरपोर्ट की जरूरत है?
जरूर है, बहुत ज़रूरत है, क्योंकि नवी मुंबई का एयरपोर्ट भी जिस तरह से हमारी पॉपुलेशन बढ़ रही है वो थोड़े दिन के बाद कम महसूस होगा. और पुणे की एक आप ये समझ लो कि 10 साल के बाद या 15 साल के बाद पुणे की पॉपुलेशन 1.5 करोड़ के करीबन होगी, तो नवी मुंबई कम पड़ेगा। पुणे की अभी की जो एयरपोर्ट है वो तो कम ही है, और कार्गो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए या तो पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए नए एयरपोर्ट की ज़रूरत ज़रूर है।
सर, मैंने पुणे रियल एस्टेट 2005 से देखा है, आपका 40 साल का सफ़र है, उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए।
पहले तो ये एक बहुत एंजॉयबल सफ़र रहा है। बहुत बुरे समय भी देखे, अच्छे समय भी देखे हैं। हमारी कंपनी ने एक महसूस किया कि लोगों की ज़रूरत ये होती है कि उन्हें एक होलिस्टिक वन स्टॉप शॉप की सॉल्यूशन मिलने की ज़रूरत होती है। इसलिए हमारी कंपनी में हमने ना केवल इंजीनियर्स और भर्ती किए और अकाउंट्स और सेल्स के लोग भर्ती किए, बट हमने आर्किटेक्ट्स भी रखे, स्ट्रक्चरल इंजीनियर्स भी रखे, लीगल डिवीज़न भी बनाया। हम एसआरए बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे करते हैं, तो स्लम रीडेवलपमेंट के लिए भी अलग से डिवीज़न खोला। सो इस तरह से एक कस्टमर को, वेदर ही इज़ फ्रॉम द पुअरेस्ट अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग टू एक सुपर लग्जरी हाउसिंग, हम आप उनको सोल्यूशन दे पा रहे हैं।
सर, आई थिंक पुणे एसआरए सबसे बड़ा डेवलपमेंट आपके पास है।
मैं तो ये नहीं जानता कि मैं सबसे बड़ा हूँ कि नहीं, लेकिन वी आर वेरी फोकस्ड ऑन एसआरए डेवलपमेंट।
सर, thank you for your wisdom, thank you for your experience about Pune and the national real estate.
Thank you for having me, Salman. I really enjoyed this talk. See, both of us love our city. So from that point of view, we can talk endlessly about the merits of our city.
Yes, sir.
But having said that, I still believe Pune is the best.
It is.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, sir.
Right.
अगर आप वीडियो में यहाँ तक पहुँच गए तो इसका मतलब है कि आप एक सीरियस बायर हो, और ऐसे ही इन्फॉर्मेटिव वीडियो के लिए मुझे लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, मेरा सीए वाला वीडियो देखें, और अगला वीडियो जो आने वाला है वो है इज़ रियल एस्टेट सोल्ड और मार्केटेड।